Hello everyone, how are you doing today? It's me, of course, on this wonderful Friday. Time to give you a little project to keep you busy over the weekend. So, I'm still busy with my timeless travel journal, having great fun with it. This is the third project. So if you're wanting to follow along and make one of these, you are most welcome. Even if you're just wanting to make the projects and you don't have the paper, you have your own. I have a playlist for everything I've done for this so far, right from the setting up of the pages to where we are today. So you can find that link in the description box below this video. Just click on more and it'll say playlist for the timeless travel journal project. Okay, so here we are. So we've done that one so far, and we've done one other project, this one. And now today we are going to do this one. All right, so I have just placed it here and I will stick it in, but this is really what it looks like, and I have done one of these before. Now the inspiration for this came from the lovely Phyllis, who is a member and an admin lady in Rach and Bella's Facebook group. So thank you, Phyllis, again. I made this for a version of this for my bees journal, so I've changed it slightly for today because I love it, because it's flat. It can store lots of little trinkety bits and collective bits that we seem to do when we are making a project. Sorry, that is Teddy in the background with a ball. Yeah, Abby's not very well today. She ate something in a hurry. It wasn't a bad thing, but in a hurry, trying to save it from Teddy. And she's not been very well since then. She's improving since this morning, so nothing to worry about, but she's feeling very sorry for herself. I did have her on my lap for most of the morning. Dogs, no different to kids. Right, so this is what we have done, and I just love it. As I said, thank you, Phyllis, again for that inspiration, and I've just added something slightly different from what I made before. Right, so here's the front of it. It will be stuck down on there. We've got a little belly band that I've made some collaging on the front, and there's Phyllis. So I quite like that. We've just put a journal card in there. Some journeys are meant to be felt, not planned. I love that. Then a little bit of lace, a little coffee cup there. And we've got a tag. So I never had a tag in the back here before, but we do now. So that's different. Okay, that will be stuck on the page. Okay, like that. And you'd open that up. You've got a little faux envelope front there. I'm going to stick it on this triangle here. All right, so that it stays on the page. And then you'll have a pocket here just for these two little journal cards. Okay, and those will fit perfectly in there. And then on this side, just lay it up, put a few die cuts there. We've got a little fussy cut, and then these two bits here are a card and like a photograph. All right, and that just goes in there like that, and then you close it up, and there you have it. All right, so that's how it'll be stuck on that section I showed you, just to keep it to the page. All right, so we're going to do that today, and as you can see, it is a nice flat project. Okay, right, so I'm going to move this to the side. As I say, that's this signature here. Yeah, and we are going to make another one, so I'm going to just put that one there, and we will do the same for this signature, and I think we should have a page like that over there. All right, so that's where we're going to do that. All right, let's put that to the side and show you what I did. Now for the other one, oh, I should have hung on to the pieces. Right, so for the pieces, I've used this paper, the line. These are all single-sided printing, and then the pink and the neutral. And then I've used this page with the background pages, and then the other one I've used, or about to use now, is this page. All right, so you've got those two, and those two. And then I have cut out a circle from this paper, which we've used before, and this paper, and I'll show you what I am going to do there. So those are the pages you need to gather. All right, so if that's helpful. Okay, we can put that all back. Right, so as I said, we want to start with this piece of paper. I have trimmed it off the base and the side to 9.5 centimeters, inches, 9.5 inches by 6.5 inches. Okay, in centimeters, that is 24 centimeters by 16.5 approximately. All right. Okay, so that's the first piece, and the other piece you need to cut is this piece. This piece is the same width, so they're both 6.5 wide. Yeah. So 16.5 centimeters, but this one is where this one's 24, that way this one's just 20. Okay, so those are the two pieces that you need, the big pieces. So the first thing I want you to do is just fold this one in half, like a card. All right, so we've got that. All right, so there we go. There's that one. And then what I want you to do is take this one, tuck it into the edge there like that. Just tap it. Okay. Then she says tap it, and then it's not exactly the same width, which is crazy. So that's all right. Gives you the opportunity to check that before you stick it down. So just really quickly, I'm going to just take off this little bit here. All right, so these should be the same now. Right, so we've got that there. We're going to do that, and now they match, which is good. And then once you've tapped it like this, just to line it up like that, so you got the white side facing, and then just take your bone folder and run it slowly just along the edge of this here. All right, just so that you can see where that is. All right, and now you can fold that upwards. All right, so effectively that's going to go in like that. Well, hopefully with the right side up. Okay, keep that facing the right way up with this piece that's the extra width. All right, now before we stick this down, go and take this corner, match it to that corner. Don't press it all along, it's just so that you can see where the middle of that piece is. All right, don't fold it all along there. And then we want to just use that as a guide and just get that like that. All right, and the same over here. Okay, so now you've got a point there like that, and this piece. Now I'm not going to stick all of that bulk down. You can if you want, but I am going, you can cut it off at that fold line if you want, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give it a little bit extra because I like to just reinforce these sorts of edges, and I can make lots of little circles out of these bits or use them somehow, so all will not be lost. Okay, so we'll hang on to that. And then I'm going to just take my glue here, make sure those corners aren't going to protrude into the back. So I'm going to probably just taper this one. The other one looked all right. So yeah. Okay, so we'll just get this stuck down. All right, so you've got that now, and then you can use the edge of this to make a rounded corner, or if you've got a punch, I'm going to just use my punch to do that. It's like a faux envelope goodie. All right, so there's that bit already. We've done this. How quick is this all? While I'm at it, I'm just going to give it a light dusting here of a distress ink. Okay, and probably the same with the other side. Okay, so good to go now. We want to get this stuck down on here, but remember, we're going to use this as a pocket. So instead of putting glue all over, I'm just going to put it onto the 3 sides, and I'm actually going to do it straight on here. All right, now I'm making it fairly wide because there's plenty room here, and to ensure that it doesn't lift. So okay, make sure you've got that the right side facing up, and then we can go straight in here. Now you don't want it completely into that fold line, but as close as, yeah. And then listen to Teddy. He's keeping Abby entertained. And then we can fold that over. All right. So far, so good. Let's put this on here. Okay. So that's what we have so far. Now what I want to do is I want to take the corner from there, yeah, to here. Now, I don't need to draw it. So you're just doing alternate corners like that. All right, just going to fold that over like that. And again, I am just going to cut off a piece here. So let's see, about there and there. Just so I know I'm going in the right angle. Oh, I made myself a cup of tea here, so it's looking at me. All right, so there we go. All right, so that's going to go over, and again, I just need to miter this corner here so it doesn't go into my corner. All right, so that's better, and then we can stick this down. Okay, so you've got that corner, that edge reinforced nicely as well. All right, so it's coming along beautifully. Now we want to put some glue along here, just so that we can stick it down, this pocket. And then I do want to put some glue over a little bit like a triangle here, just to keep what we slide in there in place. All right, so we've got that all done. Okay, so we've got that, we've got that. So let's decorate this. There's not much decorating going on here, but we're going to do it. I've got a little green piece, some greenery, and some of this from the die cuts that I cut, papers or card, the basil that I shared with you. So we're going to put this here, and I've grabbed this little fussy cut, which is a coffee and croissant, which looks delightful. I'm going to stick this just there. And then we're going to stick down the green one. So, okay, so it just gives me an idea. Okay, and then we can just stick this. Right, so this will go on just over here. There we go. Right, that's perfect. Nice. Right, so now we just want to make our little belly band. Let's get, while I'm thinking about it, I just want to get on a piece of lace. I'm going to use this one. which is the right side, that side, and I'm going to just put it on over here. That's just to help me get it straight. All right, so we can go with it like this. And then we'll just trim that little bit off there and that little one off there. Right, next is our little belly band. So this little belly band here, I have cut it 3.75 inches by 4 inches. All right, so nearly a square. So that's 9.5 centimeters by 10.5, and I've just folded it in half like that. Okay, so we just want to, no, I think this side is the side. Right. So again, just like to strengthen it. Like that. And then I've just cut a 1/2 inch of the paper from the other one. And this paper went on the first one. So I've just cut a strip from what was remaining. Always love a strip of paper. Simplest decoration and I think quite effective. So we just get that, and I'm going to stick this toward the bottom like that. All right, then I took my circles, so and then again I cut this, so the circle's 2 inches, 5 centimeters, and this is I think 2 1/4, somewhere around there. Okay, and these were from my Gemini Crafter's Companion, and this one is called, can't see what it's called, but it's just circles really. They're scalloped circles. All right, so I've just done that, and I'm going to stick this onto it. Just gives it a little border, which I quite like. Okay. Right, so we will have that on there. Like this, just slightly over, and then got 2 little tickets. So I've got this little one, and I put the same on the other one. And then the other one I've used Rome, the green one. Both on the mini size here, and I'm going to get that over there and this on top of that. All right, so the way I did this was I glued down this side first. Now you don't want to go too far over the edge there. Right, so it's about there. Yeah, so it's just that half, and then I went and just gauging where I need to glue up to. Right, so it's there, and we're tucking this in like that, and then this one, there you go. All right, and then that way I'm able to see exactly where I need to glue what. And it just stays in place that way for me. All right, so there's your little belly band. How cute is that? Right, so we are going to put this over here. And I just like to sort of draw it where it needs to be, just so that I don't get it wrong. So on the glue, you're going to just put glue on that side, yeah, and here, not those ones, but you can put it on this one. All right, so let's go to our lines. So here they are. Okay, and it makes me confident to know that it's straight. Right, so there we go. Okay. Oh, I've got one more little thingy to do. And that is, I've got the little compass, and I'm going to put that on here where the other one had the little travel mug. Alright, so we'll just get that over there. Right. And that's everything on the actual structure itself. Alright, so I quite like that one. That looks good. And then we've got everything there. So what we want to do is, I've taken the large tag and put in some green. I'm going to use this one. And that's going to slide in to the back here. Alright. Okay, perfect. And then when we open that up, we have got, oh, it helps to put the card in the front. Distance brings clarity, so just add a little bit of ribbon there. So that's going to go in there. And then on the inside, we've got On a Journey and the little card. So we'll have that like that. So with that bit closed, it keeps these in place pretty much. And then these two are going to tuck in on our page like that. Yeah, all right, so there's the one. Oh, those two are the same. I must change that. And then here's the other one. So we just take that out quickly. All right, so I'm going to change these, I think. No, because those are both green. So, yeah, we'll put those two there and these two in here. All right, everyone. I hope that you're going to enjoy putting that together. It's really quick and fun and would make a great mass make if you just made the bases and then you decorate with the belly bands, etc. afterwards. So use up some of those loose pages that you have there. Right, everyone, go and have a fabulous weekend. I'm going to see you very soon on Tuesday for another video. All right, thank you so much for spending time with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype the video if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate your support. See you very soon. Bye-bye.